Okay, so we're going to log some more harassment once again that we're getting from the place where we live, the management, the office system. So I recorded some stuff recently, me being called bitch, me being called slut, women around here being called slut, cussing, slurring around me and my kid every single time we come outside. We've been recording this stuff for almost 2 years. So this is log in July 2022. Now, I'm a fire hazard because I cleaned out my storage unit. Finally got finished with that today. And I was getting ready to take this to the dumpster right there. And so I'm a fire hazard. I come out here and clean, dump water, clean areas, clean up the whole area. It stinks here all the time. It's always dirty. We've had plumbing issues almost every single week. Every person that's visited my house, every neighbor, every friend, every family, even CPS when I first moved in, has seen the trash that I pay $1,400 a month for. So we finally got her a bike, which it doesn't work. I put it in the storage unit. The chain came off. It won't go back on. We got it at Walmart, brand new. Had it almost 2 years. Warranty be no good at this point, even if I did happen to purchase it or Challen did. My son Brandon's on the lease, and so am I. I'm the main leaseholder. While he's out of town, Josh is using his room, so they're insisting that I'm a fire hazard now. And I'm a big fire hazard outside. And according to them, we have super big problems that made me sick with my air conditioner. We logged all that, but just to log it again. They replaced this, said it worked. It didn't work. We thought our heat was off. The whole beginning of the season change, almost like 6 weeks. Me and the cat got sick, like everybody got sick. The heat was on when it was supposed to be off. And it did that forever. They finally fixed it. So we all got sick from that. We all got sick. We got lice twice since we've been here. I have not had lice in like 15, 20 years. The toilet seat was like paper. I don't know what the heck that was. It already came off. It was cracking, smooth. I'm only 140 pounds, 5'2". I'm not huge. This happened a few months ago. Finally got this plumbing fixed. Again, this would be the 4th time in less than 2 years that we're having problems with this. Again. This is a little bit better. We were having serious problems with this, but we stay clogged up and we have to open the window if we want fresh air in the bathroom at all. It's the only place we can put the litter box, which we are okay to have a cat. So it gets pretty stinky in here. So I have to keep that window open. So dirt blows in all day. No fart fan, no fans, no light in the living room. Crap old 50-year-old air conditioner or something like that already made me sick twice. I'm allergic to them, by the way, so I can't use them. My son's allergic to bees, so I have stapled up some screen. Okay. Grieving family members, stuff like that. So we have a black bow, right? There's a big fire hazard. Cleaning out this right now so that I can put some of my wood for my fireplace that I pay for here into my storage unit. Tried to tell the lady that I'm trying to clean out my storage unit. She's like, I need to move this stuff because if an ambulance shows up, I'm a fire hazard. And everything in front of the window, because there's not supposed to be anything in front of the windows, which I didn't know that. She said, yes, it's a fire hazard. Told her I didn't know that, and she said I needed to clean it up out here. I'm out here every day cleaning. I sweep. My neighbors all see me sweep. I clean my rocks. I have a little rock area. This is our prayer area. because the kids are always here at my house. And I have a daughter. She's 9. She has friends. We go on scavenger hunts. So we put this stuff in the window. Kids give me stuff. All the neighbors all send their kids outside. This is consistently, for the whole time we've been here, there's not one day that I don't have 6, 7 neighborhood kids at my window and at my door. So I at least try to make it nice. Nope, I'm a fire hazard. I have to move all of this and I have to clean all of this up. We're having birthday and July 4th celebrations. We're trying to do some face painting. Trying to do some nice things for the kids. Because every time we go to the park, there's glass. We watch people go around and put broken glass, rocks with marks on them, cigarette butts, and then deliberately take their dogs not to the dog parks and not to the designated dog areas, but wherever I happen to be or I've been hanging out or I'm looking, and they go straight to where the kids play and the dogs poop and pee over there. Then they get over there cussing and yelling and smoking cigarettes and acting like that's not a kid's area, like it's their stomping grounds. So I try to watch the kids. I try to clean up. I try to make sure my daughter's being watched very closely. Any of the friends she's playing with are being watched closely. I'm pretty much stressed out and inconvenienced every day. Been to the pool twice, only twice this year, and have been cussed out, literally belligerently cussed out and attacked twice. Second time, the guy got directly in my face, as close as you can get, like he wanted to kiss me, and then told me he had a lot of anger inside of him. Every time I'm outside with my daughter, I am not left alone for 5 minutes. Maintenance guys come park right here after I spent a whole day out here cleaning this up and trying to deal with all the kid drama and the neighborhood drama so that my daughter has a safe place to play. We're still trying to finish her 2nd year of homeschool, and it's the end of our school year. So end of the school year stuff has been being shown off to the neighborhood kids, which this was supposedly a kid-friendly thing, which they had plastered all over the doors when we moved in, that this was a kid-friendly place to be. It has been absolutely the opposite. We're stared at, watched, stalked. There's always a weird guy out here every single time we come out here, no matter where we walk. We're trashed and talked about, targeted and pointed at, called bitches, smeared and lied about, just full on targeting. Here's our political agenda. Here's our spiritual agenda. Here's what we think of you. Here's how we can be dominant over you. Oh, you like red Trump hats? Because it was a gift. And you like love, which is my name, literally. You think this is a church, and then they're just trying to be like intimidating and rude, belligerent, isolating, disassociative. Then they banned me from the local Circle K, a 7-Eleven. I can't go there. My daughter has to go in, and I have to stand outside. Everybody has an opinion about how I raise my child, act like they're concerned about my child, and they have to give us clothes and shoes, which her dad supports us, so we all know that's bullshit. And they change my food stamps every month. I'm supposed to get a different amount, but yet I always end up with only around 400, averaging certain amounts. Why they're changing it all the time is beyond me. It's probably because child support payments are infrequent. Who knows? But my income's a little sketchy, so I don't drive. I ride a bike. I had to park my bike out here. It doesn't work. It's been messed with. It's been broken. This doesn't work. Found more X's. They put X's on our windows. They've marked X's on the air conditioner. I have to come out here with aluminum foil, scrub this stuff off, which I've gotten close and logged and took pictures of all that. We were supposed to have new carpet and the walls clean. No, walls are dirty, carpet's dirty, all broken. There was already dented holes in the walls. You don't get any quiet. You can hear everything and everyone all the time. We have somebody moved in upstairs. They took the carpet out. They make sure whoever lives up there has dogs, loud dogs, I guess. So now it's 2 big giant dogs. So my daughter doesn't sleep that good. She's been having trouble. My cat's freaking out. He pisses everywhere. I had to get a cage for him. Totally fine. That's the burden of having a cat. But we're just not getting any peace at all. None. You got to have an app, but we were getting harassed and losing our money in the laundry room anyway. So you got to have an app to go to the pool or the laundry room now, which they started immediately after they started the attacks on me this year again. Same as they did last year, which they surrounded us at 7-Eleven, which we're still consulting with a lot of legal advice about all of these things. This is harassment and intimidation for 4 solid years in a group effort that we've all been logging. Oh, there's about at least 100 of us that I know of in my state of just nonstop, daily, consistent verbal attacks, smearing, just you name it, all day, every day. Noise. They do their noise campaigns. I would call what's going on upstairs for me mostly a noise campaign. The other day, a girl dumping litter box and breaking my coffee cup as I sat my coffee down so that I could clean this area, make sure it was nice and neat, which they're still complaining about that it's not nice and neat. It's a fire hazard to them. So I'm going to consult the fire people and the rules and whoever I need to consult, because if hazards are an issue, I have a whole apartment full of hazards. Been logging them for 2 years. I mean, just tons of them. So here's the new hazard. I cleaned out my laundry room. I cleaned out my storage unit now. I'm just such a horrible person. I'm just such a nuisance and a burden to everybody. Right? And I've been cussed out for even being outside. Tenants from over there come out, oh, the bitch is out right now. And I don't know any of these people. They all know each other. Some of them are new here. Some of them aren't. Some of them keep to themselves. Some of them don't. But they all seem to know each other, and they come out at specific times with specific patterns, specific things to say, things that they're getting off of my Facebook page as I say them, or channels that I'm making, because I have my second channel now, because I've been attacked by these agendas every time. So this stuff was going in here, and I was off looking for my key when she showed up at my door to complain about the things I have out here, because this doesn't fit in my storage unit. It's too big. If I put it out there, there's a guy walking around with vice grips ready to steal these. Okay, and it took me 4 years to get that. It took me 3 years to get that bike. It took me almost 2 years to have enough money to get her bike. And all that money's wasted. All those things need repaired. We're losing money. Let me show you how else we're losing money. So I have to keep my windows kind of open. I can't use the air conditioner. I get sick with that. Plus, it's just all the sickness, temperature change, and stress. I have back issues. I have health issues, which is why my sons put me here. So I could live close to a store. I didn't have to drive. And I could make myself comfortable in an apartment while I heal my back and deal with family problems that we have. So just getting ready to go for a new grocery store trip, so don't mind the mess. I clean my fridge right before I go to the store, and that's the time it is. So I have to slam this. If I don't slam it, it sits open. It's old. It sits open, or it just doesn't shut all the way. And it doesn't work that well anyway. It doesn't even really get that cold. If you turn it up, stuff's freezing, stuff like that. Freezer's not too bad. Can't complain. But I'm losing my freshness of my groceries all the time. Can't rely on the air conditioning. because if I run it, I got to shut everything, which is hard to shut these windows, and they're old. It's hard to shut and open them. They're a super huge pain in the ass. Stove is so old. I mean, it is so old. It's so old and so crappy. Like, no matter how much I clean these, if I try putting aluminum foil on there and you get it wet at all, these burners get weirdly hot. They're never the temperature. It's just like old. It's just old stuff. For some reason, there's strange marks on it. I don't even want to talk about why people told me that they mark this stuff this way. It's like they put their targets in certain apartments, and then this is a designated place next to their high school, next to certain locations that they consider hot spots, is what they're called spiritually, because I do spiritual work, so that's what I'm hearing. I don't know. Seeing a lot of supernatural things. The kids are seeing supernatural dreams, having nightmares and visions. We're all like crazy, like call Ghostbusters up in here. So today I'm also like kind of stressed out because it's been a lot longer than I thought it might be. My neighbor that just moved in over there and got a new cat has went back to his country, so he was just going to be gone a little while. He asked me if I'd take care of the cat, and he said he would give me a key. I don't know what happened, but he went ahead and left. I didn't get a key. Was having a lot of drama going on, harassment from my family. So the lady said Josh has to be put on the lease. I didn't know that. I figured he could stay. Brandon's here. He's just kind of taking the place of Brandon, but they want everybody on the lease. Okay, whatever. No problem. That's really not a problem. Brandon pays the rent, and he's been helping Josh out. So he pays most of the rent. Josh's income is like mine. It doesn't come in all at once. Brandon's does. So he was the one they put on the lease. Plus, me and Josh weren't having a good time living together, so we didn't know how the living arrangements were going to go between the four of us. So we ended up doing that. So I keep all this clean in here. This is my area. I have to use this sink. I can't really use the bathroom sink. I have to use this for my washer since I was getting scammed so hard across the street. I have to call 1-800 number to get 50 cents back or $1.25 here and there, blah, blah, blah. Super inconvenient, super ridiculous. Half the time the stuff's not working. I lost a whole load of laundry. It's ruined. It was bedclothes. I had to get new bedclothes. I had to get a new blanket. That's about the time I tried to get a job at 7-Eleven. Ended up getting lied about, fired, and then harassed, and then banned from the store. And we got surrounded in the store by these guys, and there was nobody down there. And we had someone try to break in our window. We had to contact the police for that. It's like the whole time we've been here has just been, living conditions are horrible to me. I had less trouble in the ghetto. I swear. I've lived in some I'm from Cincinnati, so I've seen a lot. I've lived in some places. I mean, really. They keep it really clean here for the most part, and I really super appreciate it. And I love the convenience of having a dumpster right outside. And so I just clean all the time. And I lived in a house before, raised a whole family, so I had a lot of stuff I had to throw away the past couple years. I had the time to go through it, had the time to spend and do what I needed to do as the head of my house, as a single mom, as a mom of 5, and a pet lover, and a spiritual teacher and guide like I am. I came here because I thought it would be convenient and easy. There's a coffee shop down here. There's places where my daughter can do a lot of homeschool activities. It's Fort Collins, paying really good money to live down here. I have to go out here and clean all this up myself all the time. All the time.
I've been seeing that the Batman thing, and I really want to play with it.
The batteries are dead, sweetheart.
Oh, but it has like the...
It's inside my house because the batteries are dead. Okay, so I have to come out here and clean all this all the time. There's always dog hair out here. It's always really dirty and gross out here, really. Just like, it's like a whole nother world as soon as we step outside our door. So that's what we're dealing with here, and that's how crazy and stressful it's been, just trying to get all her school lessons done, get caught up on the work things I'm trying to do, and take care of myself, because that's all I really needed to do, and that's why we moved here. And so our next step after living here is, of course, to get a bigger place and not have to make do with, an apartment. We're a family. We tend to do better in a house. And I don't expect perfection when I live in an apartment, but I don't expect to be harassed constantly. My whole entire life ruined when I work in the public eye and have for almost 20 years and just have struggled the way that I've had to struggle to do the work that I do. And then to move here and finally have the blessing of the things I've needed the whole time to do what I need to do for my children and family, and then to have them just spat back in my face the way they do. And I can assure you, what I have logged on this video and other videos is still just a quarter to a half of what it actually is that I get to log and see. It is constant belligerence, chaos, like weird stuff. Okay, it's like crazy stuff. I feel like I rented me a $1,400, which ultimately ends up costing us a lot more because of how inconvenienced we are all the time. So I had to do what I had to do to keep the air conditioner off. My family's going to be mad. That's like any damage we do, we have to pay for. But I'm telling you, these walls and these floors and this carpet, when we moved in, it smelled like dog piss on that side of the house, on this side of the house. Now my cat, no matter what I do, and he didn't do it before, tries to pee here and over there. So we got him the kennel, but this was a mess before we moved in, and it is always a mess, and I've logged all that too. It is gross, and I have cleaned it several times. We even went through a whole entire electric carpet cleaner on this carpet trying to clean it because this carpet is old. The only damage to any walls that I'm aware of is this, and it was already there, and it's already been painted over, so somebody did that before us, and we're not going to be charged for that. We did break a window. That was an accident. A cup flew into the window, broke it. So we're not to pay for that, and I broke a couple doors because I didn't want to live with Josh, and he curses, and he's belligerent, and stuff like that, and all of my work surrounds around peacefulness, spirituality. I need lots of quiet to do what I do. I thought I could find that here. The first 2 months I lived here, I said, oh my God, it's so quiet. And I slept and I felt good. And we slept in that room right over there, me and my daughter. We just got caught up on sleep. And they took out the carpet upstairs and just started like bumbling around up there. I swear to God, I was like, are they doing that on purpose? As soon as I said there was peace and quiet. So it's just been nothing but noise up there all day, every day. Sometimes we think it's thundering outside and it's dogs upstairs. But I don't complain about good energy when it's good energy. That's dogs. But my daughter not getting any sleep and then them coming out. The dogs attacked our cat the other day because our cat was outside. So he'll get out because I got to leave stuff open so I can breathe in here. I'm allergic to all of this. That's my health condition is partly that. And I've had that all my life. And everyone that knows and loves me knows that I have that health condition. If they don't know that, then they don't know and love me. I don't care if I gave birth to them. They're crazy and stupid. These are health issues I've had all my life. And now I have some new ones because I'm not getting any younger. So I got to leave that door open every now and then. I got to have some air. So my cat will get out. I have to get him back in, but he usually stays real close to home. He still sits right in front of that window, and he'll just scratch on a piece of wood. Well, now the 2 dogs came down, and they both came after him like they were going to eat him. Like they came all the way up to our windows and all the way up to the bike rack, and my cat was behind this bike rack trying to get away from them.
I also have batteries at my house.
And they just kept coming at him. And kept both of them at the same time. And she finally pulled them away. She walks them every day, 2 or 3 times a day. But for that second, she couldn't keep them away from my cat. My daughter was too much of a distraction for her, I guess. Because my daughter likes to pet the dogs. She's 9. She loves dogs. She's the sweetest little girl. She's sweet to everybody. She loves everybody. She's not perfect. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. But I'm telling you, my kid is sweet to be being treated the way we are and to be who we are and what we are here is nothing more than wicked. It is, there's something wrong here. I've been crying out for a long time been in this state and I've been in this town and around this town and living in this area for 10 years, primarily 9-ish years. It'll be 10 soon. And it's just it's not progressive. It got progressively more hellish the longer we're here. And the more they think that you're like any type of fan of Trump, they call you names, they call you Trump supporter, they want to bombard you with all of the mainstream agendas. If you don't like certain things, you don't keep Disney movies, you're not like on board with all, like I said, the mainstream stuff, they can't hang with you. They're going and having meetings. They're doing this and that. They're talking in corners. They're looking at you out the corner of their eye. They're smearing. They're saying things loud enough that you can hear it. It's just on and on and on. And I try to leave a couple times. Both times my mission is halted. My twin flame even says, stay put. Stay. Be patient. Okay, well, I'm being patient, but I'm not going to put up with all this harassment, and I will stick up for myself. And I do have legal advice, extremely good legal advice. And I'm pretty sure that I'm not a fire hazard because there's a rock bed in front of my window. I don't know why that would be a fire hazard for anybody, and I don't think the fire department's going to agree that that's fire hazard. An American flag inside my window, the sun, a little picture, this too many pictures or something. We can't do that. That's my freedom as a citizen in my country, anywhere I live, to do that. I just rent an apartment here. You can't tell me what, I can't put hearts. I can't put this stuff in my window. It's a fire hazard. There's no end to the nonsense. None whatsoever. So I think it's not going anywhere. I think it's staying right here. If it's a fire hazard, then you're going to have to call the fire police, I guess. Oh, and this. She said, oh, and this cat thing here. If the ambulance shows up, they're not going to be able to get through. Ambulance for a guy that I just was in the office telling her has been gone. Who's going to need the ambulance? Is that a threat? Another threat? Because they've already been out there talking about they're going to beat my ass and what am I going to do when I'm not so big and bad and ooh, I'm hiding and all this stuff, and I have no idea what these insane people are talking about here. I have no idea. I don't sit around and do quantum enlightened angelic guidance and angelic decoder post because I'm trying to start trouble with people and have trouble everywhere I go. Same thing on Facebook. You're like not bothering anybody. They have harassed my page. They've hacked my page. They've done whatever they want to any degree that they want, even beyond what the law says they can do. And then they say, well, if you want to really do something about it, it's all about the president. It's all about the lawmakers. And you got to contact your governor. And you got to do. No, I got lawyers. And that's all I need. I don't need to do all that political stuff. So that tells me right there what mostly is behind all of this is mainstream political agendas and public harassment, which is what the whole mass lawsuit stuff was about that was on the internet right about the time they started freaking out and really messing with our pages and stuff. So this is our daily schedule and our lesson plan, and we try to keep up with this every single day, and it has to coincide with the work I do. And this is almost impossible for us to do since we've been living here, which was supposed to make this all possible for us to do. In addition to that, part of my mission here is on location. All of the codes and frequencies that I do for the work I do is actually on the land and property. There's 5 trees growing up at once with a little lion dog with 3 rocks that look like a little lion laying in front of them. And everyone that knows me knows I had 5 purebred dogs. They were all rescue dogs. And my son accidentally knocked a stool over on the little lion dog, which we've been getting tons of reminders about that. That's what the whole grieving thing here is all about. And that's why we love dogs. We are our dog lover kind of family. It's just we can't really afford to have a dog right now. It's not. And after what I went through having my dogs before, and after all this harassment and stress and health issues and losing my money and having to give up my house and fight because of the harassment and targeting that I was experiencing on the other side of town, which we're still not even done with all that yet, where they tried to scam me out of a house and everything. Now I guess I'm a nuisance and a hazard. I'm a problem. I'm just a problem child up here. I'm messing with everybody. Not even hardly ever leaving my apartment. I never hardly talking to anybody. Just actually speaking out when I'm being harassed, and speaking out when I feel unsafe, and speaking out when it gets ridiculous. That's pretty much all I've been doing. So we go on scavenger hunts and we find these sun rocks and these red rocks. They're not like any type of like major crystals or witchery or anything like that. It's just stuff I'm teaching my daughter. You know, just like basic cool stuff. We just do art, crafts, studying. I've been trying to rebuild a resume so I can get like a outside of the house job for a while so we can get better transportation. And I do gardening. I've been gardening since I was about my daughter's age, and she wants to learn all the things I know. So it's part of her homeschool. So we do all this from home all day, and we don't get no quiet time. We fight for it. We try to go outside and get it, fresh air, do a little meditation, and we get harassed out there too. I'm not exaggerating. We walk by people, they have crazy, weird things to say to us. We got people coming all the way up to our windows out here, right by the kitchen, like where I have the window cracked, with me standing right here, look right at me and be on their cell phone, smoking cigarettes, and let their dog poop right outside my window. And they have all that space, and the designated dog area is down there. Not supposed to go up and poop by people's windows. So they can do whatever they want, but I can't put an American flag or a bear or an angel or any of the little gifts that the neighborhood kids are giving me, since they're being sent outside for other people to deal with all day. They don't even just stay at the park. Here they are again, right? They stay right here in front of my house. And it's every kid in the neighborhood. Later on it'll be 3 or 4 of the other ones, and 3 or 4 of the other ones, and then all my neighbors get aggravated, and then they blame me for it, and it has nothing to do with me. Has nothing to do with me. Never has. I don't even know any of these people. I'm just meeting these kids. Just meeting these people here. It's time to come in.
I have to go in. Oh, okay.
So the lady was leaving, and I was like, ma'am, I just cleaned out my storage unit. That's why that stuff is there, and I'm looking for that key. She was like, well, what about the crate? The crate's in the way if the ambulance comes. And I was like, well, I'm throwing it away. And she just walked away from me and got on a golf cart and scooted away like she was wicked witch of the West. There was another lady that knocked on my door, and then I guess they fired her the next day or day after because she was like, they said she was drunk and yelling at people. I have no idea, but she knocked on my door, and I was doing the same thing. It was last year when I cleaned out the storage unit and threw away some stuff and put my daughter's new bike in there after her birthday. And she came over here and said, you need to clean all this up out here, and it's not a storage unit. And it was all the kids in the neighborhood that live all around here cleaning out the dumpster and laying stuff out there by the dumpster, and it was none of it mine at all. It had nothing to do with me. And she was like saying stuff about my kids. And then these other people come up and like, oh, you got a lot of kids. So I'm like, no, I don't. I have 1 kid. And we're inside all the time. So people just like sit around here and talk about you all day long and make assumptions about you and just look for fault finding and reasons to come harass you and mistreat you. Then when I go out there and try to smile at people and talk to people, you should just hear and see the way that I get treated. and ignored and then talked about and then like totally just smeared the Helen back for being nice, for smiling, for cleaning up around my place. Like, seriously. I do that anywhere I live. So yeah, trying to get the storage unit cleaned out. Got a little wood to do a little fire in my fireplace that I pay for, in my storage unit that I pay for, in the apartment that I pay for. They attacked me at the pool and said, I don't pay for none of this. I didn't pay for the pool either. I guess it's free. I guess the whole extra amount of money I pay for is nothing, and that's all free, and that's all for them because they close that down on Monday for their employee appreciation, which all their employees live here on site. So, okay, I get it. It's all for them. It's their little club. It's their little Shrek country club, I guess. Which we all get to fund. And be harassed and put out and inconvenienced while we do. And have our lives ruined. Oh, let's talk about the hospital trips or when I went and got my tooth taken out. They want you afraid like Saws after you, like the movie Saw. Here. That's the vibe, or like you're in the movie Purge. Oh man, they love that stuff here in Dungeons and Dragons. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, but like I see churches everywhere. Where are the church people? Then I start finally meeting people that go to the local churches, and I go to the local church, and it's even more off the wall crazy than being on Facebook or trying to start a YouTube channel. It's even more off the wall crazy than that. And they're pointing at me and they're repeating the stuff I said on my Facebook, which I just got shut down on Facebook again. Like, well, okay, for saying the same thing Madonna said 2 years ago, and it's about this little detox drink that we do when we have too much toxins in our body and we get stressed out and we get all, like messed up. It's called White House. And they acted like I made a threat on somebody on Facebook. Nobody even follows my page. It's a fake page at this point. There's no real friends. Like, I don't know any of the friends. I deleted every single friend I had on there, and it put back 400 people on there that I never even met before. So for them to act like anybody's even seeing my page is absurd. That's how extreme the targeting is at this point. Who's the new neighbor with the kids over here bothering us about the whole pride? He's like literally marching in front of my house saying pride and putting pride pictures on the ground and painting stuff on the ground, which now they're out here telling me that I got to clean it up. I got to clean it up out here, and I'm a fire hazard. That's what I'm told now. And today the kids are over here telling me Mom's got a great job. She's a Google influencer. Okay, could you influence them to stop harassing me about everything all the time? I'm not your scapegoat. I didn't even buy that paint. They harass me about everything around here. Literally, the guy working here comes over and throws his cigarette butts after we had the tenant that was doing it finally moved. And the dog that apparently bit one of the kids finally moved. The maintenance guy pulls up, complains to me about all the work he has because his knees hurt. So I say, hey, God bless you. And I'm being nice to the guy. He's sitting out here throwing cigarette butts. They're like pulling up, cussing, spitting, throwing cigarette butts all over my stuff. And then trying to act like that's just normal. That's professional and that's okay. And we're going to pay you for this? No, we're going to pay for the damage. No problem. Broke a door. Got some things we got to pay for. Broke a window. It's like, okay, shit. But no. Oh, no. If money's what you're looking for, you're going to be sad and disappointed. As a matter of fact, there's going to be serious consequences one way or another, no matter what. No matter what. Because Judgment Day is here. So, this is the June and July log 2022, our experience living here, still stuck in Fort Collins, now at Ramblewood, trying to educate my sweet daughter. New neighbors, got herself a set of tarot cards with the Joker and Harley Quinn on them. And as soon as she's getting them and opening up, we're seeing Joker and Harley Quinn cloud more bigger than both those buildings over there. And the lady from upstairs comes down the steps and tells me she loves Jesus with all her heart and points over to the cloud and thinks it's Jesus. I'm like, okay, well, it's Joker and the Harley Quinn, but okay. If you think it's Jesus. I have a cross in my window so you can understand that we do actually know Jesus around here. Apparently that's offensive. So we got somebody out here walking by looking at our fire hazard right now. All this fire hazard stuff I got going here for my fireplace. Well, I don't know where he went, but there's a guy out here in a blue shirt. I don't know if he works here. We're just going to keep logging. You don't mess with me and my family like that. It's a terrible idea. Maybe they're offended because I have the Constitution hanging up, because it was Flag Day and 4th of July, and me and my daughter were learning about our country and the Constitution. She even wore her cute little red and white and blue outfit and her cute little red, white, and blue shirt. And I made her some stuff on her school board. And I taught her about John 3:16, because these are the places in the Bible that are highlighted for the study that we were doing. So I included a little Christed study in there with my daughter, because that's what I do. Christed work. I don't go around troublemaking and starting trouble with people. Why would I do that? When I'm trying to do God's work in the world, like, why would I do that? But I'm not going to sit here and throw my money down the drain and not be able to take care of my family or invest in myself or take care of anything that I need to take care of when I know they're doing this to me deliberately. They're doing it to us all deliberately. There's nothing I ever did in this world to any human being or soul or offense to God in any way that would ever constitute the level of mistreatment that I've actually been enduring from not only my own family members, for a great, huge deal of it, but neighbors, locals, even people that come here from where I used to live. So even like also sometimes it'll be like foreigners making remarks about me in my life, and like I'm privileged and they have to work and they don't get nothing. I don't get nothing. I had to throw away my food bank food because I got home the other day. The fruit, the blackberries and the plums that they gave us were covered in dirt and hair. So we had to throw most of that food away. If it wasn't packaged up, we didn't consider it safe. This stuff messes up all the time. All this stuff. I mean, it's just they always have to come in and fix this stuff. We're always waiting on them. We're always going in the office. We're always calling. They give us the maintenance number. We call. We don't get much reply. I had to switch my email because I wasn't getting emails. So I was trying to go over there and give them my new email. Apparently they're mad now. And that's why they come over here to tell me that I'm a hazard out there, outside. I'm like, okay. So we were throwing away some Disney stuff. My daughter's like, I'm not into Disney. I don't like it that much. And before we threw away one of the coloring books, we did this picture. They even targeted us over that. I was like, oh my God, what? Is there no limit? And there isn't. There isn't any limit to it anymore. We were sitting in here earlier and we were hearing like a weird dog siren all through the entire apartment. I don't know if somebody's trying to do spiritual clearing like what I do, But first you got to kind of like not have aggressive energies around for that stuff to work. And all I see is aggressive, chaotic energies. That ain't going to be enough. So that's why I continue to pray. Yes, I do energy clearing, but I also pray. I do this stuff 24 hours a day. I wake up sometimes at 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning, 5 in the morning. Most days I wake up at 5 or 6 in the morning and start my day. And I start the praying and going at it, exercising, keeping my vibration up, playing music, take care of my kid, do our lessons, take care of my cat, clean my house. Trying to keep bugs out of here too. You know, we don't want to get bugs living in a place like this. We try to keep it very swept, very clean. I'm constantly mopping, cleaning, sweeping, vacuuming, carpet cleaning, constantly. I'm not complaining though, you know, like that's apartment life. That's why we moved here. But then they act like I'm dirty. Then they go around telling people that my apartment's dirty, that I'm dirty, that they couldn't even come in my house. They try, aren't you afraid that CPS are going to come bother you? They speak evil over my life for no reason. I'm just standing there as a neighbor trying to have casual conversation and meet a new person and get to know them. Then they act like they got to offload a bunch of crap on me. Well, here, do you want this? Oh, okay, I got this. And I think they're being nice. And then they turn around and make a snide remark about me or my kid or my family or something. And I'm like, what? Do you feel better about, I mean, does that make y'all feel just like great about yourselves? I don't get this stuff. Is this the new social norm? Like, just let me know. I'm trying to adjust. I got a rainbow bridge to manage. I got an uncapping to do in my spiritual work. I have things to write. I have jobs that I need to do for people. I get paid. I'm a professional. I'm an expert. I have priorities. I'm a single mom. I don't do drugs. I don't drink alcohol. I'm a wellness worker. Thank you, baby. And they'll say I'm drunk. And I'm not drunk at all. I don't drink at all. I don't even drink wine. I don't know these people's names. I hardly know. I met 2 moms over here. I just explained how that's going. So I don't know what's going on. And so until that happens, no, we still don't have friends here, and we still just keep throwing our money, our opportunities, our life down the drain the more and longer we live here, and they keep trying to run us out, and God keeps trying to make me stay. No matter what. And I want to go so bad that I sit here and cry. And God says, this is where you're supposed to be. He even shows me houses. My daughter will wake up and tell me the names of these places that I've never even been to before. And there'll be a house for sale there. That just happened 2 weeks ago. So there's marks on this property that refer to only me. It's like, how could that possibly be? The whole entire time I've been living here. That tree across the way right there, that's a big hammer. See the hammer tree? Then God's face shows up over there all the time. Big giant rainbows over there until somebody comes and opens up a porthole, and then there's like weird stuff over there. And then I hear all the people over there cussing all of a sudden and yelling. I see these portals open up, and then I see people's attitudes change. I see the full moon cycles, and the moon cycles come and go, and people's like whole attitudes and demeanors change, and the energy change. And I'm like, oh my God, this place is crazy, crazy, like right up my alley. It's my elements. But they keep acting like I'm some sort of outsider here. And they did this to me back home in Ohio, and they tried to do this to me in Kentucky, both of my hometowns where I live too. And I used to think, well, that's why God drove me here to Colorado. This is why I was guided here. You know, that's why all that targeting happened back home. I was supposed to come here. See that hammer tree? It's tripping me out how he looks like a hammer. We call it the Godfather tree. So then I come here, and it's just insanity. It's just insanity. Like, why would this be where you want me? Why? These people are not warmed up to the gospel in any way. They're not interested in Jesus. They seem offended by it. They tell me I need to grow up. Oh, but when people work with children and pets and vets and they spend thousands and millions of dollars and invest it all in all the things that you're buying all the time and living in your lives, it's okay. Where do you think it comes from? People like us. Do I need to grow up? No, I don't. I make damn good money doing what I do. And I work my ass off. And so does my whole family. And we don't deserve to be treated this way by anybody. So we live here too because my sons begged and cried, especially Challen. He wanted to go to that high school specifically and play football for that team. We heard about it for 2 years. He cried about it in the backseat of the car, in his room. He harassed me day and night, wanting to live here. Gotta live here. Want to go to Pooter. Want to go to Pooter. So we moved back to Fort Collins. Okay, that's why I live in this town. I did that for my kids. And now I've been stuck here. They graduated. Nothing came of it. Nothing special came of it. There was no special particular. Football sucked. It wasn't even that great. They didn't even get to play. Brandon broke his arm. I'm like, Jesus Christ, Lord God Almighty. But then God showed me all these other spiritual reasons why I was here. We had horrible experiences too. Just horrible experiences. We've logged it all. We've testimonied to it all. We've witnessed and testimonied to almost all of it. Just what I'm doing right now. So I have to end this video or I will not have any airtime. I'm going to upload it to the channel. I'm going to keep logging this stuff. I feel like I live in a prison, like I'm in some mind control facility or some craziness. They're always like having people out around saying stuff, doing their street theater and stuff. Sometimes it's positive, pretty good energy. Sometimes. The rest of the time, I don't really know what to make of it. It all seems just like so deliberate and uncanny. Some of it's like blessed by God and it's like totally fine. And then when you live like this and you have to live like this, it's like, okay, I understand. I'm making some sacrifices. That's what it takes for a family. That's what it takes for a business. But don't deliberately make it harder just because you think you get to go around bullying somebody because of your job position or because you have a job at all. Because that's what it seems like everybody's attitude here is. They got a job, they got a little something, they got a car. Not everybody, but everybody that keeps harassing me or everybody that wants to come in contact with me and then break away from me and then go around just like crap talking us. To such a high degree that it's even like, God dang, like what did I ever do? I didn't kill your grandmother. I didn't enslave your ancestors. I did none of those things. I didn't kill any of your family members. I didn't kill your favorite pet. I didn't ruin your job or your life. I didn't sleep with your spouse. I don't want your spouse. That's how they act towards you, though. This lady was like, yep, 13 years in a relationship. Walking past me, staring at me crazy because I'm out there trying to clean out my apartment, my cat litter box, and my storage unit, and take care of my child. And deal with all these kids around us constantly. And then it's like, they say, well, if you have any problems, come to the office. Why would I come to you? You've done nothing but like come over to my door and harass us the entire time. We're like, they double charge us for rent and then put notes on the, oh my God. I'm like, everything's supposed to be perfect and on time and astute and prim and proper and trim and dot the I's and court the T's, but you can inconvenience me anytime you want in any way you want and then show up at my door and tell me I need to clean and I am a hazard? Oh, give me a break. Give me a break. You guys just want the worst side of people. And then you wonder why there's nothing but bad stuff. Well, that's what you all manifest. That's why I say you deserve we got a terrible president, gas prices are high, and this is going wrong, and that's going wrong, which is all I hear about these days. I'm like, no wonder. No wonder. Then they're like, Trump doesn't like girls. That's what my new Google neighbor influencer and her kids moved in to tell me all about the pride agenda. And Trump's got switched out because he doesn't like girls. I'm like, I don't know what that's all about. I don't know. We're girls. He seems to like us. He was a pretty good president. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Okay? I don't know. You got to have such passion and hate for somebody and hold that on your daily life and heart like that? Really? And then go around acting like I'm the one. Oh, if she doesn't like it here, she should leave. Because Donald Trump said that in some other state, not even my state. And that's before I even put the red hat on the bear. That's why I put the red hat on the bear. They were over here talking shit about Donald Trump and me, to me. Again, the whole entire time it's somebody in my face about Donald Trump. Or the way I raised my child. Or my faith. Or my looks. Yeah. Or some problem or issue that they've detected in my life as they go around doing their fault finding. Because they're on their little fault finding missions and stuff. So yeah, I gotta go. Oh, look, I'm such a hazard. Like, look at this. I have to put lids on all my food. And when the kitchen gets hot, it's like, oh my God, dude, it's so hot in here. I have to put this exhaust fan. Thank God I have one exhaust fan in my house. Praise Jesus. Hallelujah. God bless us all. And I have one little tiny fan. And I have a room I was able to make cool and quiet enough for us to get a little rest in, come in and do some quiet time in, and we have a fan. Okay, I had to make my extra dining room into a place where I could meditate and read and cool off. Has a closet, and I tend to hang I can do one little load at a time in my little washer, so I hang that right there, and I have my little fan. So I just decided to just chill in here. And it's kind of like office/chill space and whatever. So that's my blessings. Not to end it all on a good note. That's my blessings. Love you all. Bye.